the audio doesn't come through. So I need to talk and just kill time here to make sure we have audio. There we go. All right, so we have audio. All right, so now streaming on Dementia Radio and recording in 3, 2, 1.
Recorded live on DementiaRadio.org, it's the Funny Music Podcast, brought to you by FuMP.com, where you can download new free comedy songs twice a week. Now, here's your hosts, Devo Spice and the great Luke Ski.
Hey, Devo Spice!
Hey, Luke Ski!
I have no idea what's going on, so tell us.
We have Casey. Is your last name Laforet?
It is Laforet, however you want to.
Casey Laforet from The Last Forest. You see the connection there? The oldest forest, sorry.
It's a play on I'm the oldest child. The Laforet, yeah, you got that.
Yes.
You know where it's coming from.
Lauren Mayer will be joining us in a little while to talk about her song. Steve Goodie is pre-recorded, as always, because he's off doing his own thing this evening. Welcome to episode 574 of the Funny Music Podcast for June 17th, 2021. The title of this week's episode is The Nerf Football of Justice. There you go. All right, so let's do the catch-up thingy.
Let's get caught up with what Devo and Luke have been up to since last week. Or else Devo, if Luke bailed and didn't show up.
Hey, what?
Oh, he's right.
So, Luke, what you been up to?
Well,
just
wanting to situate myself here. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
All right. I got high for the first time.
Ever?
Ever, yes.
Luke, now, I know who you drive for. Is this one of these get high on your own supply situations? Because you really shouldn't be doing that.
Well, I purchased them from the company, but it was not, what I was. It was a completely separate purchase from doing the job. So yes, it's fine. So to what's that? Just to summarize what it was like. There's a phrase I forgot. Oh yeah, it's this. Thanks, I hated it. So this was. Today's Thursday. So Monday night I went to bed and I had gotten a bunch of practical stuff done and I had 3 days ahead of me that I had off in a row, which is the first time that's happened in a while. And I was really looking forward to relaxing and getting some other stuff done. And I saw that I still had this like chocolate bar that I had bought a while back, and I'm like, you know what? The last time I had tried to get high and I still never really achieved, what I considered actual being high, was I had 20 milligrams of it, and then I was playing Mario Kart. I didn't really feel much of anything, so a little bit later, I took another 10 milligrams, and I still didn't really feel much of anything except for being, like, kind of spacey, while I'm playing Mario Kart. So whatever. So I'm like, all right, well, you know what? Before I go to bed, I'm going to take 30 milligrams of this chocolate bar and just go to sleep and just, because I've heard that's enjoyable for people. So to say that I woke up probably isn't accurate. It's more like I went from being asleep and dreaming to shifting into this state where, like, you know how they say, like, alcohol, like, oh, it removes your inhibitions. Like, wow, look at me. Here's me minus inhibitions. Apparently, cannabis products removes every piece of lattice work and structural barriers that are in your mind completely, so that you are thinking all of the thoughts you have ever thought ever and will think ever simultaneously and continuously. It also removes any concept of time you have, so all of time that's happened in the past, present, and future is also happening simultaneously and continuously. So, and also I was dehydrated and, like, gasping for air and stuff like that. Hubert, my cat, was quite concerned. He actually bit me a few times just to try to snap me out of it. At some point, I managed to wake up enough to get to my phone and get to the front door of my apartment and open it. And our friend Kyle and Lindsay, a.k.a. TB's Kyle and Lindzilla, live in the same building as me, like just a few doors down. And they I managed I got the mental fortitude together to first of all do the thing where, okay, like, you know, like this thing with the thumbprint, you know, just because even when I'm sober, sometimes it's like, it didn't read right, it didn't read right, it didn't read right, and I have to be like, okay, fine, like this, and then I have to do. So I got past that, you know, child safe lock, and then, you know, and then I got into the names, and in my brain I'm like going like going up and down the thing while like is going on in my head, and I'm like looking at my name of like favorite contacts, and I'm going like, his name is Kyle. Inside my own head, and his name is Kyle. Look for the one that looks like the word Kyle. And I called him. He didn't answer because he was watching the E3 ceremony thing. So then I hit, what's the other one? Lindsay. Call Lindsay. And I called her, and she came over right away, and then eventually Kyle came over too, and they sat there as I, like, you know, they got me water. They kind of, you know, I'd say they talked me down, but I was so up that it took a while for me to get down. But they were just kind of, they were there and present and let me know that they were there and that I was okay and that Qbert was okay. And, you know, I was mostly, it's like, I don't know if you saw Falcon and Winter Soldier, how they said taking the super serum just makes you more of what you already are. Mm-hmm. Well, what I am is a ball of self-loathing. So being high made me an even more ball of self-loathing. And was just, you know, crying and being all, you know, upset about random things.
I was going to say, because I know how your brain works, and you've done bits about this where you are constantly afraid that everyone is mad at you for no reason. And
oh, yes.
It's like low-level paranoia. And I know that pot kind of makes you paranoid. So I'm like, these two things together seems like a bad combination.
It's like, imagine me, like you're standing there and there's me, like, you know, with my finger in the dike going, oh, you think I'm paranoid, huh?
No, I'm picturing you staring at the wall going, Vamber, are you mad at me?
I didn't say that, but I did say that, because, okay, I don't remember everything I said and did. I only have, like, some memories of specific things I said. I do remember specifically getting upset and crying because I told them I traumatized Qbert. So, and they said, no, he's fine. He's totally fine. So yeah. So I won't go into the details of all the things that I remember that I said. You know, suffice it to say that it was, you know, super honest, super embarrassing, and that I love and appreciate Colin Lindsay for being there for me. And basically, after, you know, eventually I got, like, out of that, you know, scary space to the point where I could get back into my bed and lay down, and then I kind of slept off the main of it. And then I basically spent the next, like, day and a half, 2 full days after that, just being in a state of, like, sleeping for a while, being awake for a while, sleeping for a while, being awake for a while, just because this just totally kicked my ass. It kicked my brain's ass, basically. And so Carrie used the word hypersomnia to describe, like, the notion of me just like, no, I'm just gonna be sleep now. Hi, I'm Mr. Sleep Man. I will only be sleep. This is no. So, and I'm only gonna say this next part because if I didn't, Carrie would yell at me. Is get over here. This particular brand of stuff. Where is it? Here it is. It's got, like, it says THC, and it says, like, for the whole bar, it's, like, you know, basically 90 milligrams, but, you know, which you chop up into pieces. But then if it's for CBD, there's 0 milligrams. So basically the way she put it is, this has all of the, you know, melt your brain stuff, but none of the feel good about it stuff. So
it's balanced.
So yeah. So apparently that was the issue. So so I don't know. It's short term. I'm not planning on doing that again anytime soon. Maybe I'll try it again, you know, later and ease my way into it. But it was just like,
we lost you, Luke. Yeah.
Audio dropped there for a second.
He's got a loose microphone cable. There you go. Nope, nothing. Yep.
Okay. There we go. All right. So, yeah. So just basically, I'll probably try again much later, but for right now, I'm just like, nope.
If I may put it out there, 60 milligrams is a lot.
Well, it was 30.
Oh, well, still 30 is still a lot.
Yeah.
For me, anyways. I mean, when you're a younger kid, you didn't know how much was in it anyways. But now at least it's measured. But that's still a lot. I can see why that happened.
Yeah, so basically, but just reflecting back on the couple of times I've been legitimately full-on drunk, I was having a blast. So it's like, okay, at least I know that about myself, that thus far, getting drunk is more fun than getting high. my square teetotaling ass, so yeah. Anyway, that's like the most significant thing that's happened in the past week. So yeah, what have you been up to in the land of people who are firmly grasped to reality?
Yeah, I don't have anything remotely that interesting or entertaining to talk about. I put up 1 sheet of drywall last week. That's about the extent of it. My soundproof drywall came, yay. And I managed to put up 1 sheet because I've just been so busy during the week, and I don't even remember what I've been doing. It's been one of those weeks where I've been so busy and I don't know what I did. But I did do some work on FuMPFest. I know that. I updated the website. I sent out the emails. I announced the last 3 artists. I spent some time yesterday creating a new Facebook ad for FuMPFest, and I have to rant about Facebook for a bit. So they have this policy when you create an ad. If you upload an image, you're not allowed to have more than 20% of text on it, which I kind of understand the reason to, because they don't want you to upload like a big wall of text that people, they want something more interesting to look at. How are you supposed to advertise album covers if you're not allowed to put text on it? I had one of my. This was unrelated to the FuMPFest ads, but I in the past was running ads for all my albums, and all of a sudden they decided that the cover of the Rhythms from the Crypt compilation had too much text on it, and I'm not allowed to advertise that one anymore. And I'm like literally every album cover in the history of album covers has text on it, because otherwise you don't know what you're buying. And it's like, how are we supposed to advertise albums if we can't show the album with oh my god, Facebook pisses me off to no end. So I'm spending less and less time on Facebook, but I am spending enough time on there to try to promote FuMPFest and yada yada yada. So I don't have any cool stories about getting high, sorry. The closest I ever came was after my second vasectomy. They gave me a prescription for oxycodone to deal with the pain, and they said take 1. If you need another one, take 2. And the one time I took 2, I was out of it, and I was like, yeah, I'm not liking this. And then I never took any more. I just dealt with the pain because I'm a redhead and we have superior pain management skills or something.
Like the
that.
only person in the world who hasn't gotten hooked on oxy.
Yeah, really.
I'm doing it. You're like, not for me.
Yeah, I remember standing up and the room kind of moved on me, and I could feel that my brain wasn't working, and I was like, yeah, I'm not liking where this is going, and I just kind of put them away, and that was that.
Back in the early 2000s, I got my wisdom teeth removed, and they had me take Vicodin to get over it, and I remember sitting on the couch going, this is why people like drugs. Okay. This is nice, but I really shouldn't get used to this feeling, because that would be bad.
They work. I watched a surgery being performed on me on ketamine and just sort of laughing while I saw an incision happen. And I'm just sort of like, this is great. This is fine. Yeah. So there you go. Watch out. It's good that you didn't go past 2 pills, because most people, that's the end. There you go.
You know what's really funny is I found the pills like a month ago. I still had them in my drawer. They were 10 years old at this point. I don't even know if they would have worked anymore. But so I was like, yeah, I should probably throw those out. I have teenagers in the house.
Right. Yeah. Don't want that problem.
So Casey, what have you been up to?
Well, I got high this week too, but not for the first time. I got drunk this week too, also not for the first time. No oxy, nothing like that. It was pretty pedestrian, but write music, trying to make things. That was funny because I was thinking, have you seen this Bo Burnham special yet? Have you watched this thing on Netflix?
I haven't watched the whole thing yet. I want to see it. I just haven't had time.
Don't want to spoil it for anyone, but I had a similar year to him, apparently, except just without making something so awesome. Like, I was in a room a lot of the time trying to make stuff. It didn't result in what he came up with, but that kind of stuff, basically. Yeah, just I'm always trying to make things, and but I got kids all day. I got 2 young kids. I deal with them, and then nightfall comes and head out back and try to have some fun. So yeah.
And we were talking before the show. You were indoctrinating them into the cult of the Simpsons, and I approve.
That's right. Yeah, we got 30 seasons. We've been through most of the Treehouse of Horror stuff, like I said. But now, it's great because it's stuff I watched. Actually, the first episode, we went straight to Radioactive, man. That was like my intro to them. Was like I went straight to the hardcore. My favorite. That's one of my top 3. So I went in there, and they loved it. They're 6 and 8. My 6-year-old sort of gets it. My 8-year-old's right into it. And so, we have like 1,000 episodes of that to watch. So we do that. They're actually watching it right now without me, so I can do this.
Nice.
Up and at them. Up and at them.
Oh, one of the greatest.
Up and at them.
The goggles do nothing is like is a life. It's a life of. It's just a thing. It's stuck with me forever. My eyes. It's just that particular one. I mean, there's the monorail episode was second. I went straight to the ones that I had seen 1,000 times already. But yeah, it's been fun to see them laugh at it now too.
My favorite episode, just because I'm a big fan of parody, is probably the Sherry Bobbins episode.
That's a great one
just
too.
The songs just in particular, like the stuff they came up with in that episode was fantastic, and I still crack up at the song at the end where Flanders is like, "They're not perfect, but the Lord says, love thy neighbor." Shut up, Flanders. Oakley dokley doo. Oh my god, I laugh so hard every time that comes on.
Yeah. It's great now that you can just go through and pick it's because I hadn't even seen a lot of the more recent ones, so we'll get into the ones that I've even never seen. But I mean, that's season 3 through 6, those early sort of that's where the meat of it was for me, and it's just like I just watched, and then now I'm catching the secondary jokes that I really didn't. There's all the big ones everyone remembers, right. But then there's these secondary things that I love. These new ones that I'm I didn't even hear that the first time. This is great, so you can go back and listen to it now. So yeah, that's been a lot of fun for sure.
All right, so you posted a song.
I did, yeah.
So give us a quick intro, and we will give it a listen. Actually, I'm going to play the video that you have up on your YouTube page. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's I wanted a short title, so I went with "Hollywood is filled with people who look like other people." I thought that was nice and tight. That's what you want. Nice, you're talking about an album cover, try to fit that name on something. I can't put it on Facebook.
You are not going to be advertising that one on Facebook. I'm sorry to say.
I mean, it's to be honest, it's based on real life experiences. I live in not in Hollywood, but close enough where I commute through there a lot to take my kids places. And I keep thinking I'm seeing people who are famous, which would make sense, but it turns out they're mostly just street people and people, like I said, that guy in a phone booth that could have been Harvey Keitel, but why would Harvey Keitel be smoking crack in a phone booth? Unless he's researching a role that I didn't know about or something like that. I did see an Iron Man guy just pushing a shopping cart with an Iron Man mask on. I thought that was amazing. It's just a very strange city out in LA, so it's based in reality, to be honest.
All right, so here is "Hollywood is filled with people who look like other people" by The Oldest Forest.
I saw Dave Mustaine on the kiddie train riding around Griffith Park. But then again, it could have been any number of other old-time rockers. It was getting dark. And I saw Harvey Keitel in a telephone booth with a pipe that he made from a can. But then I thought, wait a minute, Harvey Keitel's got a killer mobility plan. And I seen Natalie Portman sporting the pretty spiffy hat. I said, hey, Madam Neighbor, would you say a guy could get a spiffy little hat like that? Hollywood is filled with people who look like other people. Hollywood is filled with people who look like other people. Oh, I thought I saw Robert Downey Jr. passed out down on Hollywood Boulevard. But that's silly, really, you could have been anybody with an Iron Man mask and a shopping cart. And I saw Marky Mark at the market on a sunny Sunday afternoon. He was picking up a funky bunch of carrots and potatoes, but it might have been some other dude. Then I thought I saw the guy who played the agent in The Matrix. He was also in The Lord of the Rings. But I had to be wrong, cause there's no way L. Ron's working at the Hollywood Burger King. Hollywood is filled with people who look like other people. Hollywood is filled with people who look like other people. Well, the other day I thought I saw Sarah Jessica Parker park in a dark-colored Buick Skylark at the Museum of Contemporary Art. But it turns out it was just some other woman with curly hair, a sensible car, and expensive shoes. Then I swore I seen Julia Roberts from Pretty Woman, that an orange Julius on Robertson. But it turns out I was in an In-N-Out Burger on Sunset, and that girl was a real prostitute. And I took one of them celebrity home tours once, where you drive around in a shitty van with no roof looking at celebrities' houses. And the woman next to me turned and said, "Excuse me, are you Jason Lee?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am, I am." She said, "Well, what are you doing on a celebrity home tour?" And I told her. I said, "Ma'am, I tried peyote for the first time last night with a guy who looked exactly like Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. But it turns out his name was Daryl, and the driver of this van might be the only guy who knows where I live." Hollywood is filled with people who look like other people. Hollywood is filled with people who look like other people. Hollywood is filled with people who look like other people. Hollywood is filled with people who look like other people.
Okay, so it was a still image, not a video. I thought it was a lyric video. I didn't actually
Right.
watch it when I
No,
queued
that
it
one's
up.
probably. You just
But
stare
hey,
at the YouTube
you
screen.
saved me the trouble of making my own still image to play with the song, so it's fine.
There you go. Yes, well, I did that much at least. After I made the song, I sort of got lazy about the whole rest of it. So there you go.
So anyway, since it's your first time on the show and on the FuMP,
Yeah.
why don't you give us a general introduction, who you are, where you're from, what you do, all that good stuff.
Yeah, my name is Casey. I'm from Canada originally, Windsor, Ontario, one of the greatest blue town shitholes on earth, I would call it. It's a great spot, lots of friends and stuff there. But I'm a professional musician. I play in a country rock band. But over this sort of pandemic thing, I just started wanting to make weird stuff because I was sitting by myself. I had a bunch of new software, synthesizers and stuff, and I live in the craziest city now on earth, LA. There's lots to make fun of. There's lots to laugh about. So that's where that sort of came from. I wanted to make like a big funny chorus with that song and whatever. So yeah, I mean, it all started. I did like a 3-part anti-masker song. I should send you that one actually. I didn't know about this project until much later. Mm-hmm. This 3-part thing in the early days of this whole like mask, anti-vax, all of that stuff. Which was I sent it to a bunch of buddies and they're all like, "This is amazing." So I ended up with this one, sent it to you, and you're kind enough to post it, which is great.
Yeah, I thought this was great. In fact, I love the idea of this because it's one of those things where it's an idea that kind of everybody is familiar with, but nobody has written a song about. It's like nobody took that extra step, and I love it because, I always hear of celebrities telling stories of like, "Oh, hey, you look like the guy who plays Iron Man." That's because I am the guy who plays Iron Man, type situation.
Well, it's funny because I'm not maybe so much right now, but I do get it's in the song. I get recognized as Jason Lee here and there, depending on if I have a mustache or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's happened. I've signed an autograph as him to just. What's that? With this drunk girl would not stop asking me for an autograph, and so I did it, even though I'm definitely not him. So
Luke,
it has happened.
Luke, we can't hear you again.
Yeah, did you cut it?
Hey, my God.
Yeah, we missed you.
Just go to malls and like stand in front of escalators and yell at kids for that kid is back.
Yeah,
the escalator again.
Yeah, I mean it's funny that line came in at the end. 'Cause these Hollywood tours, if you've been out here, and you would know this, but where you drive around looking at people's houses, that was sort of the ending that made sense to me. Like this is any tourist who comes out here and they pay money to do this shit, to go look at gates.
Yeah,
not the houses, but the gates where they would possibly be driving through to see all this shit. It's great.
And how do the tourists know that that's really the celebrity's house? I mean, they could just be driving around and say, "That's where Ozzy Osbourne lives."
Well, luckily, a lot of those tours.
Yeah,
a lot of those tours have combined with like weed smoking, so they just go fucking drive around smoking weed, and it doesn't matter. It's all good. But yeah, a few of those are real. I'm telling you, like the Sarah Jessica Parker one. I saw this woman get out of this like dumpy car. I was like, "Is that the girl from Sex and the City?" But it was just someone else. It was obviously just some like woman.
Yeah,
it could have been anyone, right? So there you go.
Yeah, me and Stephanie went on one of those tours back in like the early 2000s, and we were driving down. What would that be? That would be Sunset. We were driving down.
Lost you. We lost you.
Lost again.
Lost you.
That XLR's
Stupid microphone. Okay. So we were driving down Sunset, and the guy in the bus had basically said early on at the beginning of the tour, like, "Hey,
We lost you again. We lost you."
It's probably just loose.
Yeah, it's. I thought he had a replacement microphone actually.
Oh, that sounds
this
better.
is the replacement microphone."
Oh, all right.
So I don't know, maybe it's the board. I'll just keep an eye on the little green lights as I talk, so I can see when it stops.
There you go.
So the tour at the beginning, the guy at the beginning of the tour said, "If you see any celebrities, just tell me to stop the bus, and I'll pull over so we can see if we can get an autograph or whatever, a picture." So we're driving along Sunset, and there's like a bunch of restaurants on the right side of the bus. It's like, and this restaurant over here is owned by Fabio. Oh, there he is! And
that
Stephanie
guy.
and like 8 other women yelled, "Stop the bus!" And they stopped the bus, and they all got out and got pictures with Fabio. So it's like, okay, at least one of them was legit. One.
Nice.
Yeah, the guy I've seen like David Spade 5 times for some reason. I've lived here a year, and even during like before for some reason him, which is odd.
Does he live in your neighborhood or something?
I think what has happened. It was the same restaurant on a Sunday, a breakfast restaurant. I think he probably lived above it or something, and maybe never cooked for himself. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to say to him, like, I'm the David Spade of my group of friends. You know, like I wanted to be, I'm you with my, like, I've got Adam Sandler's and all that more successful people than me. But I was like laughing about that. I've seen him 5 times, different times. So. But he was the real one. That was actually him. I know that was him. I didn't mistake him for anyone else.
Yeah, I loved after I listening to people like Patton Oswalt. I love their albums, and then
So good.
and then moving out here, and then realizing like when I go to my Pavilions grocery store down the street, and then realizing, wait, this has to be the Pavilions that he was in
Right.
about this bit. I want all the ham. It's like this has to be the ham.
Is that the one where he hears Toto on the radio? I think it talks about how much he hates the song Africa, which is amazing.
I'm not sure if it was
So
that
good.
one, but yeah, it was good. But just like being around and being like, and I've heard Patton at one point, in his life, he lived in Los Feliz, so it was kind of like driving along Los Feliz. It's like, Patton, where are you? Will you be my friend?
Totally. Well, have you seen the filibuster he does on Parks and Rec?
Oh my
Do you know that
God,
scene?
yes.
It's like what the Star Wars filibuster is. It's 8 minutes. They put this 8-minute scene in a half an hour, not 25
Wait,
minutes.
Devo, do you know what we're talking about?
I've heard of
No,
it. I've
it's-
never seen it.
It's so good.
Okay, so what it is there's a scene in Parks and Rec which is at least somewhat improvised,
Oh,
where
totally, yeah.
where Patton Oswalt is playing a character who's trying to filibuster something in Pawnee, Indiana that he doesn't want to have happen. So he gets up to start his filibuster, and what Amy Poehler and like everybody else who was like running things basically said, like, whatever happens, don't yell cut. Just don't yell cut. Just let it keep going. So Patton starts, and this was right after it was announced that Lucasfilm, Lucasfilm was being bought by Disney, which already owned Marvel. So he goes into this huge diatribe about how this will his like imagined how to bring the Star Wars universe into the Marvel universe and all this huge crossover. And he goes on for like 7.5 minutes.
Incredible. Yeah.
And at some point, the whole like dais audience of people behind him in the courtroom all just kind of start getting up and leaving while he's still going, and they won't yell cut. And then finally, he just goes like, he just looks at the camera. It's like, I'm sorry, I am out of saliva. Can you please yell cut?
It's brilliant. It's a one shot. It's literally like he's like, and then he brings the Avengers in, and the X-Men are like chasing like Boba Fett. It's unbelievable, and it doesn't sound like, I think he's just riffing. I don't know how much prep he did for it.
And like Amy Poehler's and other characters on the side are just like, the children aren't going to like that. Please, you had your time.
He's a king for sure.
But yeah, just Google that. You can find it anywhere. It's so good.
Yeah, I saw it on the May the 4th day. I was like, that's something I'm into right now. I'm gonna watch that. So there you go.
And then somebody else like took it and like did some sort of visual or animation thing to like try to visualize all the stuff he was saying. It was so great. Anyway, but yeah, it's an awesome song.
Cheers.
It is an awesome song. So did you do all the music yourself, like with all the synths and software and stuff?
Yeah, it's just like sitting back there, having a drink or 5 drinks, and then just getting. It's not music I normally make, but just learning all this. I was actually literally like learning to edit. I had never really done it before, so I just started. I was playing it all myself, put it together, did a lot of vocal effects, and just had fun with it. I did a bunch now, and I sent you another one. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about that maybe later, in a few weeks or whatever, but. Yeah, it's a fun thing. Mainly to make myself laugh, and I'm glad I got to like send it somewhere to let someone else hear it, because it was just me playing it for my kids, and they don't really understand it, but they laugh because I'm doing it. So it's like it hadn't really gotten past my computer. But then I found I was just sort of looking for a place to what can I do with this? I think it's funny. Found you guys, and perfect. So yeah.
If only there was a place to post funny.
If only there was a website where you could upload a file, and they will get back to you to tell you if it's good enough for you.
Some sort of project, if you will.
Yeah, beautiful. So yeah, it's been good. There's more coming. I think I really like doing it. It's so much fun. It's mainly for me, just to have a laugh. To be honest, it's been a rough year. Obviously, I'm sure you've had the same kind of experience. So
oh yeah,
it's this shit is important right now. I think it's helped me a lot for sure. So yeah,
I have my moments of creativity where sometimes I can work and sometimes I can't because it's still like the world is on fire now. Okay,
I know. It's like I have to take advantage of those moments. I've been, like I said, I've been a touring musician for a long time, so I know what that is. But I had this burst of like this creative, funny stuff going on. Like I put out a little 3-song EP myself. It just all happened, and I sort of got to take advantage of it and actually finish stuff, which is always the hardest part for me. I have a million unfinished things. So this was like, I was like, I like this, and I worked at it and finished it and got some ideas out, which is great. So
cool. And Lauren Mayer joins us. Hi, Lauren.
Hello.
Hi. I have to get myself unmuted. Hi.
We're just wrapping up with Casey.
Okay, wrap up ahead.
All right.
Hi, Casey.
Hi, Lauren. How are you?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm all right. Boiling in this room, but other than that, it's fine. It's just super hot here. That's all.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys posting it. It's great. I really do.
I really enjoyed the song, and I thought it was interesting. You said you're in a country rock band.
Yeah, that's my job.
Because this is so not a country rock song.
No, but I was, to be honest, I was raised on like 80s synth pop completely, totally. So that's like, I love that stuff, and I don't think I can make serious 80s synth pop music, but when I can like have fun with it and joke around, it's great.
I don't think there ever was serious 80s synth pop music.
Yeah, that's a good point. So yeah, maybe the lyrics don't matter at all. I don't know, but yeah. Again, I'm just trying to take advantage of, while I live in LA and Hollywood, exposing how insane this place actually is. It's so ridiculous.
Well,
so
it works
like
for me.
Yeah.
No, I think the song is great.
Thanks, man.
So do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Me, myself?
Yes.
Well, I would like to plug that I do think I have another song on the website in a few weeks, so maybe listen for that one, which is a more insane song about how I learned about the ocean from a seal who spoke to me at the Santa Monica Pier, which is also set in semi-reality. And I'll explain that maybe in a few weeks or whatever. But, yeah.
So like a website or anything?
What's that?
Website?
Website, The Oldest Forest. Yeah, it's on YouTube. That's sort of my pseudonym for all the... I make visual art. I even have an Etsy store. Who doesn't have an Etsy store? I got one of those. So The Oldest Forest on YouTube, on wherever you look. That's my name. So that's where you'll find, like, if you the YouTube channel for The Oldest Forest has all those mass songs and my Fox News song, which I'm really proud of too.
Awesome.
Maybe I'll send that your way. That's a fun one too.
Cool. So we're going to move on to news and then talk to Lauren. You're welcome to stick around if you'd like. If you have other stuff to do, I know you want to go watch The Simpsons with your kids. Feel free.
I do got to catch up with them. Yeah. I don't want to miss any of the good stuff.
Okay. Sure. All right, man. Well, thank you for joining us. Yep. And
thanks, guys.
We'll catch up with you soon.
Yeah.
Cheers.
This is the FuMP.
Only people with too much time on their hands do jury duty. Only people who've got no significant plans do jury duty. I got places to go and people to see, not stuck with some upright citizenry. It might do it for you, but it doesn't for me, not jury duty. Don't wanna brush my teeth, don't wanna brush my hair. Just wanna watch TV
in my Minecraft underwear.
Don't wanna clean my room, don't wanna.
That's the Funny Music Project at thefump.com. THEFUMP.com.
Without guilt or shame. Don't hate the player,
hate the video game.
Don't wanna take my pants, don't wanna pull on the shirt. I don't wanna eat dinner, I just want dessert.
Yelling from the portal in my dryer where all the socks go. There's a hole in space at the back of my dryer. Travels to some place with a piece of my attire, and the situation has grown pretty dire. I'm about to run out of socks.
Time for funny music news. Something.
In the news, quick FuMPFest update. Let me move that out smaller so it's not blocking my face. I mentioned last week that Sulu has been announced. I'm announcing Sulu as a guest. She was one of Dr. Demento's early co-hosts. I finally got her bio and headshot and stuff, and I was in the process of putting it up on the website today, and then got distracted by reality. So she will be up on the website, and I'll send out a formal announcement hopefully tomorrow. But yes, Sulu is definitely happening. Also, other FuMPFest news. As of last Friday, Wheeling, Illinois is in Phase 5, which means we can remove the attendance limit. So, yay for reopening. So, no more attendance cap. We still recommend masks and social distancing, especially for people who haven't been vaccinated. Please remember there are going to be children there, or at least a few, and children under 12 are not yet eligible for the vaccine. So, and I will be supplying masks if anyone wants one. But hopefully everything will be calmer than it already is. But yeah, so Wheeling is fully open now, which is good. Please remember to book your hotel room. Get into our room block. I need to get an updated room block from the hotel. I will do that soon. All right. And the only other story I have is WFXR, a Fox affiliate in Roanoke, Virginia, did a story recently on the Knuckleheads. They interviewed both Jax and Steve about their music. They're talking about how they've been hitting the charts on the Dr. Demento show a lot recently. It's a fun piece. Search for Knuckleheads on WFXR, and you should be able to find it. The link was also posted on the Dr. Demento official Facebook page, so you can watch it there too. All right. That is all I have for news. Do you have anything before tour dates?
I have a quick thing. Just because I'm a little bit short on money, I thought I'd do a physical media sale, and I put up a couple items at a discounted price, and one of them sold out really quick, but the other one is still available, which is my Greatest Hits Volume 2 2-CD set, which I've normally been selling for $15 plus shipping. I dropped it to $5 plus shipping. And when you buy that, you also get the download of the songs right away as well. So if you want to get to all of that music, including some of my more popular bits like Grease Wars and Vader Boy and You Don't Know Jack, others that I'm not remembering right now, just go to lukeski.bandcamp.com and go to the merch page. And initially, when I announced it, I had accidentally dropped the price on that set only on the MP3 version and not on the on the physical CD version, which was the whole point. So somebody pointed that out, and I went back and fixed it. So if you went to look at that before and didn't see it was there, it's all fixed now. So,
and I apologize. I did see you talk about that, and I was going to mark it as a news item, and I just forgot to.
So there you go. You can buy physical items because that's what the kids want to do in Hollywood, where you look like other people.
All right, tour dates. On Sundays on YouTube, Escape from the Secret Lab featuring Dr. Pinkerton. On Thursdays online, Steve Goodie. On the 18th in Muncie, Indiana, Mikey Mason. On the 19th in San Francisco, California, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. On the 21st in Ewing, New Jersey, Larry Tritel. On the 26th in Fremont, California, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. And on the 27th in San Francisco, California, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. So Phil Johnson is picking up right where he left off last year when everything shut down. Birthdays. Coming up on the 21st, Jeff Whitmire. On the 22nd, the other Jeff, Bone Cage. And on the 23rd, Tom Smith. So happy birthday, everybody.
Woohoo!
All right, Lauren.
Hi.
Hi.
And I can add to your tour dates because I have one that I'll plug anyway, but June 28th, I have an online show through a theater in San Francisco, so I'll tell you about that later.
Awesome.
Complete your June dates.
I'm adding it to the thing for next week because next week won't be the 28th yet.
No.
All right, so give us a quick intro to this song. We'll give it a listen.
Well, I'm trying to do some political songs that aren't specific to a current event and that are fun and comedic so that I don't get horrible hate comments on the Dr. Demento Facebook page. I don't
You're
even know
still
if
going to
I'm-
get horrible hate
Yeah, I'm
comments
still gonna
regardless
get
of
'em.
it. Yeah.
But it occurred to me because I was a history major in college, and you look back at any time people fight progress, whether it's resisting desegregation or resisting ending the McCarthy witch hunts or resisting gay rights or women's rights, none of that stuff ever ages very well. So I decided to take the phrase "the wrong side of history" and turn it into a very cheerful song that would sound so fun that people it was aimed at probably wouldn't understand that I was totally making fun of them. How's that for setting
All
up the
right,
song?
here is "The Wrong Side of History" by Lauren Mayer.
You will find that humankind is constantly progressing. What we believe evolves, just wait and see. But some folks won't lose outdated views as change they try repressing. That never works, so then those jerks will be on the wrong side of history. Why be so resistory to any type of open-minded thought? 'Cause what used to be okay ain't kosher, no sir, not today. Life moves forward like it or not. Folks used to moan about telephones or that horrid horseless carriage, and a lady wasn't decent without a girdle. Plus all the crap they said would happen if we have gay marriage, but it turns out no one tried to wed a turtle. That was on the wrong side of history. Now it seems a mystery why folks feared wife and wife or hubby and hubby. But now giving rights to trans kids makes right-wing nut jobs flip their lids the way they did about that Teletubby. Before you pick a side to stick to, do a little research. 'Cause if to keep up with the times you're failing, your name will go with George Wallace, Joe McCarthy, and John Birch, Anita Bryant, Phyllis Schlafly, and Sarah Palin. On issues that range from climate change to not suppressing voting, racial justice, women's rights, and equal pay. Oh, we can make things be more fair and free without our heads exploding. Hell, the Vatican's even forgiving Galileo. After only 350 years, that was on the wrong side of history. Yeah, change can be tough and blistery, but we don't need to meet it with such defiance. Especially when we face a crisis, honestly the best advice is start with facts, reality, and science, or else you'll be on the wrong side of history. I don't mean to use attack words, but stop trying to go backwards, or you'll belong on the wrong side of history.
Yay! Yeah, so very nice. So how much hate mail have you gotten over this one?
Not that much, actually. I think it just kind of went over people's heads. So, I did a one-woman show for the same theater last month called Dear Internet Trolls about my experience of being trolled, and I actually hadn't gotten trolled for a couple of months, and it was like, yikes, maybe I'm a fraud. But then I did a song about Jen Psaki, the press secretary, and I didn't even say anything mean about anybody else. I did say it was refreshing to have a competent press secretary, but I didn't specifically call anybody else out. The trolls found me, and they went bonkers over that one. I don't know why, what they have it in for. I mean, I just talked about how she was fun and competent, and I liked her jewelry because she wears those chunky necklaces, and she's kind of fun. And I mean, you would think I had attacked their dear leader or something. I don't know. So, yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, you probably got linked from some, some ultra-conservative message board somewhere.
There is actually, somebody has created one just dedicated to my songs, apparently.
Nice!
They did one about Dr. Fauci, and so they did all these dystopian distortions of it. And yeah, apparently on, I don't even remember what the thing is called. It's not Reddit, but it's some sub-thread. Yeah, so I'm I don't know. They got that one up pretty high.
Now you know you've made it if they've got a whole like message board about you.
Yeah, wow. That's what I thought. I thought success was going to be selling lots of albums or starring on something. No, it's trolls dedicating their lives to making fun of me.
Unfortunately, there's no good way to monetize that I've found.
Yeah. I mean, it used to be.
We've been trying for years. We've been really trying.
YouTube used to be easier to monetize, and since my songs are short, I just don't have enough minutes. But they got up to like, I don't know, 24,000 views.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, it was nice. But until I do 5-hour-long songs, I'm not going to probably qualify for monetization. But that's okay.
I thought you only had to have like 1,000 subscribers or something to.
You need to have 2,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours in a calendar year, which is a lot of minutes.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. I mean, I have like 3,000 hours the past year because I put out a lot of content.
Yeah.
And I have a lot on Facebook, but Facebook it doesn't. There's
Yeah, you can't do anything on Facebook.
No.
Yeah, I didn't even realize they had up the.
I don't do it for the money. I do it for the joy of helping poor people who are liberals in red communities.
You do it for the joy of trolling the trolls. Right?
Yes, exactly. And for an excuse to hang out with you guys.
Yes.
So.
Yay!
Because we love hanging out with you guys.
Yes, so that's why I do it.
Cool. So yeah, so this is a neat song, and I agree. It's nice that you're I don't want to say nice, but I mean it's different that you're not specifically attacking any one particular topic or person or something like that. It's just kind of a general, you want to watch what you're doing here, kind of.
Exactly. I mean,
feeling.
I will certainly. I'm doing one this week, making fun of the fact that nobody wants to give poor Trump a book deal. So now he's saying, "I quit you first." I'm going to do one making fun of that. I mean, I'll do some of those specific things.
I hadn't even heard about that, and that makes me happy.
Yeah. Apparently, he put out a statement saying that publishers are begging him to write his book, but he's turned them all down. And meanwhile, the 5 biggest book publishers have all said, "Oh, we don't know anything about that." And everybody else in his administration has gotten a book deal, but he hasn't. So now he's saying he's too busy on a huge project. So that's too good to not make fun of. But yeah, I'm trying to do a few more evergreen songs just so that they don't, vanish from being relevant. Although often people do stupid things that they keep doing. So we'll see. I mean, I've been doing it. I started, it's 9 years this summer. I've been doing it every week.
Wow.
So
congrats.
Maybe we'll put when I hit 10 years. I don't know.
Well, if you really want to get on the controversy bandwagon, have you heard about Batman?
Yes. That's your department, guys.
I want to hear the Lauren Mayer song about this topic.
I will think about it, but I'll tell you, it feels like there's so many other people writing in that field, and since I'm not a comics expert, my kids would die of humiliation if so I don't think I could do that to them. Although my younger son does do comedy songs, completely not safe for work, and he has decided that since I have informed him I won't swear in any of my songs, I just can't. It's not that I don't swear in real life, so he wants to write a song where he gets to swear and I don't, and he can make fun of me for not swearing. So we'll see. So we'll see. I don't know, but yeah, you young'uns, you write about Batman. I'll stick to my old folks stuff. I wrote about this heat wave I am schwitzing. So what else do you want to know? What else can we talk about?
I don't know. Are you coming to FuMPFest?
I can't.
Unfortunately. Oh, that's right. You have a conflict or something.
Well, I mean, I would love to come. I had to. My son is getting, my older son, not the comedy music who swears, he's getting married, and her parents wanted to have both a shower and a meeting about it. It was right after the week of FuMPFest, and I just thought I can't do both. I can't be gone that long, so I had to choose. But I'll come next year because I hope maybe by then I can do a set for you, and yeah, I'll be there. It's not that I would only come if I'm doing a show, but that way I can write it off, which I can't do the other way, so... Anyway, yeah. I mean, I'm sorry to miss it. I've never actually met the great doctor.
You can write it off even if you don't perform, because you're going to be talking business with the rest of us. So.
Kind of. My accountant says ish. So we'll see. I also don't have anything new to sell. I mean, I'll be perfectly honest. I'm going to try to do a live album this fall.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I have so much material, so I figured I could probably do that. So we'll see.
You're just going to record one of your shows?
Maybe a couple. We'll see. You know, I mean, live things are just now started opening in California, so I'm kind of waiting to see what's happening, whether people will still come see me at anything. I'm going to do a house concert in September. I just booked, so I might try to record that. We'll see. So we'll see. We'll see. Everything is so up in the air right now. So, but I'm sorry to miss. And if that weren't enough, that was the only date that they could do the shower. And I'm a mom, and my son's getting married, so makes me feel very old. Because I am very old.
We're all getting there.
We are. Somebody, when my late father, but when he turned 70, somebody asked him if he'd mind turning 70, and he said not when he considered the alternative.
Yeah.
So anyway, but I'm sorry to miss hanging out with you guys. My very last thing before COVID was MarsCon, and I got to hang out with all of you.
Yeah, mine too. That was the last live event I did, and I think the first live event I'm gonna do is FuMPFest. I don't have anything planned before that. So
I'll tell you, I had one weekend where I had my first 2 live things. They did a voting registration drive-through rally thing that was mostly people in cars, but they had a tailgate party at the parking lot of the Oakland Coliseum. But I play the Oakland Coliseum in the parking lot, and it was socially distanced, people watching in their cars, and not that many people there. And then I played cocktail piano at a local country club. I hate playing cocktail piano. It's like being human wallpaper. But I was so excited to be around real people, and it was so cool. I mean, it was basically the restaurant. So I'm just playing for a Mother's Day brunch, and you know, and people completely ignored me. I didn't care. There were people.
Yeah, Mikey Mason said the same thing last time he was on. He did a show at a bar, and nobody paid any attention to him. And he said it was the greatest thing ever that he got to perform in front of people who didn't care about him again.
I know. I mean, I used to hate it. It was like, I'm so grateful for the thing I used to hate. And actually people, because it was their first big open to the public event, and a lot of people came and said, this was so nice, and everybody was nicer because, you know, we've all had all this time isolated, so people were really lovely. So it actually was not boring. I used to hate playing cocktail piano, but I'm so happy that things are opening up again. I'm even looking forward to going to movie theaters where people are on their phones and everything is discussed, because it's normal life and we can get out again.
Yes, so. I've been to one movie recently. I haven't had time to go to another one. I've been wanting to. I just haven't had time.
Are you back in the office yet? Or
no, and I'm hoping we never will. My office has said they're going to have some kind of work from home policy. So I don't know. I don't know any of the details yet, but I'm hoping that policy is if you want to continue to work from home, you can. Because if I never leave the basement here, I'm happy. You know.
I think that might have to be my next song, you know, because I know a lot of people who have said, oh my God, I never want to go in the office again. And then a lot of people who are like, if I have to stay one more day in the house with my kids and my husband or my wife or whatever, I will kill somebody. Please let me go back into the office. And I feel like this is saying a lot about who we are, and we should be able to choose that.
Yeah. And we're going to see how this goes, because my kids just got out of school, so they're going to be home now while I'm working from home in the basement. So we'll see how much I enjoy working from home when there's other people around. But while everyone was gone, my wife was at work, my kids were at school, I was home alone with the dog. That was the best.
Yeah. So how was it when the kids were home and you're trying to do homeschooling with them? You know, doing virtual school.
That wasn't too bad because they each went to like their respective corners of the house. Jeremy was in his room, Connor was in his room, and then Darren kind of took up residency in the dining room on the table there, and they all just kind of stayed in their own little corners, and I was in the basement. So it was.
They left you alone. That's amazing.
They left me alone. Yeah.
Wow. What do you feed your children? What drugs do you give them that they're so well behaved?
I have 3 kids who are eating a ton of food right now, especially Darren, because he's a competitive swimmer and he's started working out. So between the swim practicing and the soccer practice and just going to the Y and lifting weights and the bike riding that he does, he is eating a crap ton of food. It's unbelievable the amount of food this kid is putting away.
I can't even imagine. I only had 2 boys, but one was in marching band and like lifted the heavy bass drum stuff, and so he was really active, and the other was a dancer. It still is, but it was a dancer who worked out. And the amount of food I would go through with just the 2 of them and me and my husband. And before they barely ate, they were both picky eaters, and then all of a sudden they hit puberty, and my grocery bill quadrupled. That was fun.
Yeah.
I don't miss those days, but I do miss. I haven't seen my older son in 2 years because he moved to outside of Boston with his fiance, and we were supposed to go visit them right after lockdown. I was supposed to go the April after MarsCon.
Oh, well, that
and they were
sucks.
supposed to come last fall, and that couldn't happen. So we're going in August, which is why I can't come see you. But
that's okay. You haven't seen your son in almost 3 years. We'll forgive you.
I've seen you guys twice since I've seen my son. I saw you at MarsCon, and I saw you at FuMPCast before that. So I love you almost as much as my son, but I've seen you twice until I need to see you.
You're the FuMP's official Jewish mother, so we're all your kids now.
Yes.
That's true. That's true. I am an official Jewish mother.
So you need to set me up with some woman you think is really good for me.
I'm trying. There's not that. You guys need more women in the FuMP. They're just
we
not
do.
Taken. I'm working on it. Trying to get women to break up the all male thing and write more comedy songs.
Tell them, send us songs. You know.
I am trying.
We're like the Uzma Kappa trying to get people to like pledge our frat. It's like, please, women, join us. Hi, would you be in our frat of comedy musicians? This is a total sausage fest. Please, women, ladies who have those gender parts or whatever. It's whatever you say. Just please come be part of our thing because we're sick of it too.
We'll try, there's still this, it was when I was younger, there's still this attitude that women aren't funny.
Yep.
And the FuMP is, you guys are not like that, but I think it's more self-limiting. A lot of women think, and I've had some bad experiences in comedy clubs, not bad, dangerous stuff, but more just, well, that's not funny.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of that. I read the stand-up comedy subreddit, and every so often a female comic will come in and talk about her experiences. One of them was telling this ridiculous story of just she told a joke on stage, got a lot of laughs, and then after the show, some guy came up and mansplained to her the joke that she told.
I'll tell you my 2 comedy club stories that are why I didn't really pursue it very much. I got through a speaking gig. I met somebody who knew the owner of a local club, and she got me, and she wanted to open for somebody and thought that I would be a good fit for her. She didn't have enough material. So I did like a 45-minute set. I didn't do anything political, but I do a couple of improv songs where I pretend to recognize somebody and get just enough information that I make up, parts of the song about him. So it's real ad-lib improv, the kind of thing they love in comedy clubs. And I did songs about dating and songs about teaching my kids about sex. And I have a whole routine that's stand-up about that. I killed. They loved me. And so I went to the owner afterwards to get my check and figure he's going to say, we want you back. I want you to. He looked at me and said, the audience liked you, but I don't know what to do with you because this isn't a music club. I said, I know, but I do funny songs. It's a funny comedy club. There are comedy songs and people laughed and you don't have to do anything. I had all my tracks on my little boombox. It's like, no, I don't know. I don't get it. So that was that. And then I won a cabaret award in San Francisco when I was in my 20s and I thought I was pretty hot stuff. And I got invited to audition night at the Comedy Store, the big thing in LA.
Yeah.
So I fly down to this audition night. The guy before me was like a Borscht Belt, Catskills, old jokes. He wasn't very good. I did my cute songs about dating and life, and again, nothing political. People loved it. And then the guy after me impersonated a penis having its first sexual experience, complete with sound effects. And he's the one they asked back. And at that point, it's like, I don't think I belong here. So that's my comedy club story. So, but it'll be interesting. I've been doing a podcast with a local comedian, Brian Copeland, who's been around the Bay Area for ages, and he's toured and done all this stuff. And I'm the show's token or representative woke Jewish mother, because he talks a lot about racial issues. It's been fascinating, actually, with a lot of African-American comedians. And at one point I said, I don't know if I belong in this family. He said, no, you're our woke Jewish mother, so you can stay. So he's doing a couple of live shows, and it'll be a bill of like 10 traditional stand-up comics and me. So we'll see. Maybe their crowd will hate me. Maybe they'll love me. We'll see.
Nice. Yeah.
They like me. I'll start going back out there. We'll see.
Yeah, music in a comedy club is always a hard sell. Not to the audience. The audience loves it, but to the club, it's always a hard sell.
I think that is changing a little bit. As weird as Bo Burnham is, he's done a lot to get comedy music to be a little bit more accepted. And there's a couple of there's Lex, the artist who actually my son has played drums for, Lexicon.
Lex, the Lexicon artist. Yeah. I did a song with her.
And she does pretty well in comedy. She plays music clubs too and does a lot of cons, but she has done some comedy clubs.
She's toured with Schaefer the Dark Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's pretty awesome. And my son has done a couple of comedy clubs, so we'll see. So, maybe it's big, and who knows? People I like to fantasize that the next year or two is going to be like the early 1920s, when people were so thrilled that the war was over, the flu was over, they didn't die, so let's go party. And so
I want to perform in a club where like somebody goes into the back and they do open the little thing and they say the password and then they go in and then they put my hat on a hat rack and it pulls down and then a secret door opens and I go down into the secret area and I perform down there for like I don't even like a speakeasy type place.
You have to order your drinks in coffee cups because there's prohibition.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
That's gonna come back, but I have beaded dresses that look like they're from the 20s, so I want to wear them. You can wear them one too.
Sure.
There's a place like that in Milwaukee called the Safe House.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I heard about that. Yes.
And hey, I just saw a thing in the Times about how with all the dress code and traditional modes of dressing just went out the window with the pandemic, and men are now finding that skirts are really comfortable. So I want to see you guys in skirts.
Well, they're going to find out that they suck with pockets. So.
No, skirts with pockets.
Yeah.
Skirts and pockets, for sure. Yeah.
Look, I can't get fashion right as a guy. How am I supposed to get fashion right as a not guy?
This is my usual fashion, is just t-shirts. I've got the Gothsicles t-shirt on, t-shirt and shorts. That's my go-to.
I want to see you guys walk in heels.
I've tried. I'm not good at it.
When did you try heels?
High school. I don't remember why. I was dressing up for something. I don't remember why, but my cousin was like, "Let's see if you can walk in heels." I'm like, "Okay," and not really.
It's funny. I put on dress shoes for that piano gig because it was a dress up thing, and I hadn't had on heels in forever. And I don't wear super high ones, but just nice dress shoes. And it took a minute. It was like, I guess, getting your sea legs back if you've been in the Navy or something. Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember this. And Spanx. I haven't had a Spanx on in a long time. You guys don't know from Spanx.
I don't.
Ask your wife.
Okay.
I put on something a little bit like girdle-ish when I was dressing as Prohias, just because I wanted to make sure that my body shape matched Prohias' body shape. Because they put in those awesome shoulders, that were like meant to be like literal circles to like look the way his character design is. And it's like, okay, but yeah, I need the middle part here to be, a cylinder. So it's like push that in. So, but yeah, that was not welcome.
No, not fun. Not fun at all. I would like to say I'm enough of a feminist that I don't do any of that stuff, but I'm also vain, and I am enough of a creature of my upbringing that I still want to suck it all in and look good. Plus, I am not going to age gracefully. I'm fighting it
tooth and nail. Yep,
kicking and screaming. So I'm determined not to give up. So plus, I have a younger husband, so I got to keep up.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's important.
I'm a cougar. I need to confess.
All right. So, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Yes, I do. Speaking of being older, actually, this is a great segue. So I'm doing a one-woman show for the Marsh in San Francisco, which is a great theater that is kind of the premier place in mostly the Bay Area, but I think a lot of theaters. It's one of the few that does mostly one-person shows, and they do encourage a lot of music and comedy as well as real thought-provoking pieces that are not comedic. And they have a streaming series on Mondays, so I am doing my show called I'm Not Old, I'm Vintage, about the joys and indignities of being a woman of a certain age. And it includes a few songs that have been on FuMP, including Hormone Hell. What else has been on FuMP today? I have some I've never submitted to FuMP. I don't think I've ever sent you guys Late Bloomer or Defining Gravity.
Well, Late Bloomer is old. That's a
Demento song.
Yeah.
Actually, it's been Demento.
Yeah.
Defining Gravity isn't new, but nothing's ever happened with it, so I could send that to you. And what else is on that one? What else am I doing? Empty Nest is a song I wrote about when your kids leave the house. I wrote for somebody else, but I'm taking it back, so I actually have never released it. So I might do that one if I record a decent version. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing. It's June 28th, 7:30 p.m. California time or 10:30 Eastern, but it will also be on the website. It's free. They will ask for donations to the theater, but it's not a requirement, and they don't ask till the end, so you can watch and leave. But I hope people will be motivated because they have and check out all of their shows. No matter what you are interested in, they have a show about it. It's themarsh, marsh.org, and that's June 28th. And then I have a live stream every other Sunday on my Facebook page, which won't be this coming Sunday, but the next one will be, what is this? I don't even remember what day it is. Gosh, pandemic.
It's Thursday.
So this is Thursday the 17th. So Sunday the 21st, 20th, I don't have until the 27th. I will. It's 4 p.m. California, 7 p.m. Eastern. And then nothing else in particular to plug, but I'm working on some new songs with Carla Olber. So
ooh, nice.
Writing together. So yeah. So speaking of other women in the FuMP, so that's what I have to plug.
All right. Cool. So we're going to move on to feedback, and I have a pre-recorded interview with Steve Goodie for his song.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I thought you were just filling time and so much fun to talk to you. All right. Well, hi, Steve, even though he's pre-recorded. All right. Well, good to talk to you guys.
Yep. Well, thank you for joining us.
Yep.
Thank you. I'll find something new to post for you guys soon.
All right. We'll catch you later.
Bye.
See ya.
Making the internet absolutely ridiculous. Dementia Radio. www.dementiaradio.org. Port 8027.
Please hang up and try again.
This is the part where there's feedback.
No feedback this week. There's no feedback this week. Let's just get into the song. Here is A Witch in My Town by Steve Goodie featuring Brad Tassel.
The witch turned me into a newt. I got better. The witch turned me into a frog. Ribbit, ribbit, croak. The witch turned me into a cat. Meow, meow. The witch turned me into a dog. Ruff, ruff, ruff. A witch has moved to my town. She'll cook a creepy brew and make you drink it all down. The witch turned me into a horse. Yee! Yee! The witch turned me into a rabbit. What's up, Doc? I'm now a chicken. Bark! Bark! I am not going in there. You're just a chicken. I'm a mouse, dagnabbit. Squeak! 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 A witch with a wart on her nose, a crooked broom for flying and black flowing clothes. I'm a cow. Moo, moo. I'm getting the cheesecake. I'm a moose. Hey, Rocky. I'm a ferret. What's a ferret say? I don't know. Probably want a cracker. That's a parrot. I don't know. Ferret, parrot, who knows? I'm a ghost. Honk, honk. Hey, I'm walking here. I'm a llama. I'm an otter. What's an otter say? You oughter know. I'm a gorilla's granddaughter. A witch, she flies on a broom, waves her wand and spells your doom. While we wait to be changed into a bird, cheap, cheap, or a flea. Let's make a plan. Push the witch in the sea, put her in an oven, a tomb or a grave, tie her to a rock, lose her in a cave. A witch, what can we do to make sure the witch never gets you? Zap! She made me a lion. Rawr, rawr, just like a man. I'm a lion too. Roar, roar. We will never make the Super Bowl. I think I have the answer. It's time for witch stew. Roar!
I'm here with Steve Goodie. How you doing, Steve?
Oh, nice to see you. I'm in character.
I see that. So which character is this?
You take 3 guesses, Devo.
Igor?
Good. You have 2 guesses left for later.
Excellent. I like to save up my guesses.
Yes.
So what brings the character of Igor to the FuMPCast?
Well, as everybody knows, June 15th means 2 things. Estimated taxes, and it's Halloween.
I don't think everyone knows that's estimated
That's
tax.
why we're here. Oh, I thought everybody knew that part.
No. Certainly not me.
Well, the dog did. Look how excited he or she is.
He is.
Yes.
You excited about taxes? Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Excited that he doesn't have to pay them.
Right. I don't pay estimated taxes either, so I'm excited.
Well, beyond that, it's Halloween in June because my partner Brad Tassel and I are part of the Brighton Fringe Festival doing our Halloween show, Ultimate Halloween Party, all this week and all next week. That's June 14th through June 27th at 1 p.m. Central, which is 7 p.m. in Brighton, England, where this whole thing is actually happening. And so we'd like everybody to come to the show at some point, and you can get tickets there. Here's where you get a ticket, actually. You go to here, ultimatehalloweenparty.com. But if you can't remember that, you can do it there. That's way easier. Yeah, and if you do it there, we get more money.
Okay, I won't tell anyone.
Okay, it's $7, and you can watch with your family or your friend, whoever, how many people you can gather around the computer, $7 for the whole group.
Nice.
Pretty good deal.
So this song you posted, is that part of the show?
It certainly is. I've forgotten which one it is. I think it's the Witch song.
It is the Witch song.
Yes, it certainly is, and we're going to listen to that, and that'll be delightful.
We already listened to it.
Right. I have Igor has a time machine, and it's confusing.
Yes, it was delightful.
That's good. I'm glad you liked it. It lets us do our animal noises. And as you know, having a dog, animal noise is very important.
Yes, animal noises on a podcast are very important.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I have the dog here.
That's good.
So neat song. Is the entire show family friendly?
Oh, yes. G-rated entirely. The whole thing was Brad's brainchild, and he's very good at writing lyrics that go right up to the line of too creepy, too scary, too gross, and backing it up a little bit so that the kids are just freaked out enough to have a good time, but not so much that they have bad dreams. And there's some jokes in there for the grown-ups, too, that the kids aren't going to get.
Nice. Always enjoy those.
I don't get them either, but Brad assures me they're very good.
So if my timing is correct, that means you did your first show yesterday.
If this show is on Thursday, we did our first show on Monday.
Yeah, but we're recording it on Tuesday, so we did our first show on Monday.
Correct, yes.
Either way, you did your first show on Monday.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
So how did it go?
Very well, thank you. We asked people to give reviews afterward, and all we got was good ones, so we feel good about that.
That's a good sign. Yeah. Are you doing the same show every day, or are you switching
Pretty
it up?
much. We switch up the jokes a little bit, but it's got a script, and it's songs, and it's ridiculous.
Cool.
And we're doing it. It's not easy to do songs live on Zoom and not be completely out of sync, but we have magical powers that we figured out how to do it.
Excellent. Oh,
Tune in for that, if nothing else.
yes. I will watch it just for that, just to figure out how the hell you did that.
Yes. I can show you a little sample if you'd like to see.
Sure.
All right, we're going to share is what we're going to do. This will just take a minute or two. Here we go.
Ooh, Igor, this is not my match. The Vampire's Ball is a swanky affair.
Master, I brought the shovels.
Good, Igor, good. And did you bring my latte?
Yes, Master. Skim milk, true splendor.
Good, Igor, good. Let's get started. Oh, yes, Igor, yes. Raise the platform. It's time.
Well,
Hiding from ghosts. We're hiding from ghosts. Oh man, I think we're toast. We're hiding from ghosts.
Come inside.
Welcome, donors, friends. Welcome to the Space Fringe Online. I hope you enjoyed this little preview of our full show, and you will come to our live show at the Fringe 2021 until I get to bite. See you in person. Go get our album, Vampire's Ball Ultimate Halloween Party by Brad Tassel and Steve Goodie, anywhere you shove music into your ears. We promise it will give you the happiest of creeps. Go, go, go.
You know what my favorite part about that video is?
What's that?
That Brad and I kind of made it together. I made one video, and then he added more words that aren't quite in the same font and not quite the same color, and kind of overlap each other, and it's a little bit of a mess. It's like a Frankenstein of a promo, if you will.
Well, it works. Got me interested.
Why not? It's cheaper
Excellent.
that way.
Yeah, so this looks neat.
I think it'll be fun. That's why I dressed up like this.
I can see that. I was wondering, like, when was today's show? Or did it already happen, or is it about to happen?
No, it's going to happen in 40 minutes.
Okay, I was going to say, because it's got to be like around now.
Around now, but not quite now. Told you, time machine.
Time machine, right.
It's very complicated. I'm not really allowed to divulge.
Cool. So was there anything else you wanted to say about the song itself?
That we don't have anything against witches. We've gotten a few protests. What do you have against witches? They don't mind when we make fun of vampires or mad scientists or zombies, but we get to the witches, everybody goes, oh, no. We don't mind witches, it's just the mean ones. And there are some. Don't kid yourself. Most of them are fine.
The ones that turn people into animals.
Yeah, and by the way, if you turn someone into a lion and then they eat you, whose fault is that?
Good point.
Thank you.
That's one of those deep philosophical questions that only comes up.
Yeah, we're trying to answer some deep philosophical questions. Oh, yeah.
Awesome. So is there anything else you wanted to plug?
Nope, that's it, except for FuMPFest, but I'm pretty sure you're going to do that.
Yes, I'm going to be plugging the crap out of FuMPFest.
Attaboy, you're a crap plugger. Yes, you are.
So. Yes, and I officially announced you. You're up on the website now. So
ooh, that's exciting.
Isn't it, though?
Yeah! It is.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, and best of luck with the rest of the run of the show, and I will definitely be checking it out.
I hope you will.
Later, dude.
Teasing. He's a teasing kind of guy. Now you have a job.
Yeah. Teasing. Tomorrow's song is by Mikey Mason. And Tuesday's song is by Carla Ulbrich.
Hooray for people we... Oh, yes.
And next week's Spotify playlist topic is Summer Heat for reasons and Batman for other reasons.
Batman, you say.
Batman. And unfortunately, there aren't any songs about the reason I chose Batman as a topic yet. All right. Steve Goodie's at stevegoodie.com. Check out ultimatehalloweenparty.com. Lauren Mayer is on YouTube at Psycho Supermom. And The Oldest Forest is also on YouTube at The Oldest Forest. And that, as they say, is a show. Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. I'm Devo Spice.
And I'm Luke Ski. And other people were here.
Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. You can listen live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific at DementiaRadio.org and join us in the chat. Or subscribe to the podcast feed. Look us up on iTunes and be sure to leave us a review. Feedback for the show can be sent to info@thefump.com. The Funny Music Podcast is a production of Fidem Interactive, LLC, released under a Creative Commons share-alike license. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. Shout it to random people on the street. And be sure to visit thefump.com for the latest funny songs. Tune in next week where you'll hear Luke Ski say,
Dave's not here!